In the 8th month of Henry's marriage, I got pregnant, but I'm not his wife. I'm just a substitute. The eldest daughter of the Lydia family ran away from her marriage, and I, who look 8 points like her, was caught to take her place. Lydia's father promised to give me $5 million after 1 year. Now, there has been a slight change in the situation. I quickly called him. The person has been found. Hurry up and switch back. If we don't switch now, we won't be able to do it later. Without even taking my luggage, I was sent away overnight. Half a month later, I was feeding pigeons on the streets of Paris while thinking about what to do with the baby. Suddenly, I was pulled into someone's arms. The man gently stroked my cheek and said slowly in a soft tone, "Wife, have you had enough fun? It's time to go home when you've had enough." Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Subscribe us to read wonderful novels every day. Now the story begins. It was a very unexpected thing for me to be forced to marry Henry. I was buying teppanyaki squid on the street when I was caught by someone. The strong bodyguards dragged me onto a luxury car regardless of anything. 30 minutes later, I was taken to a villa. In the grand living room of the villa, a middle-aged man sat upright. As soon as he saw me, he picked up a teacup and threw it at me. His voice was as loud as a bell. "Lydia, do you know what the consequences of running away from your marriage are? How could I have raised such a daughter like you?" I nimbly dodged to the side and avoided the attack. The man became even angrier. "You still dare to dodge? After I've raised you for so many years and you've committed such a big mistake. You still dare to dodge? Me? Huh?" He picked up a walking stick and wanted to hit me. I ran around the living room, screaming, "Who is Lydia? Don't hit me. You've caught the wrong person." After I showed my photos, my Instagram moments, and my electronic ID card, he finally accepted the fact that I wasn't his daughter. I was just a random passerby who happened to look extremely similar to his daughter for some reason. As an apology, he compensated me with $10,000. I happily took the $10,000 and was about to leave. But then I heard the man say to me, "Miss Ruth, seeing that you're short of money, I have a deal I want to discuss with you. You will definitely be handsomely rewarded if the deal is completed." These words stopped me from taking another step. There was still 1 month until the wedding. Lydia had run away from her marriage. If Lydia came back before the wedding, he would give me $500,000. If she didn't come back, I would disguise myself as his daughter and get married. The period was 1 year. Whether the person was found or not, I would be given $5 million. I was really short of money. On a whim, I agreed. "Wife, are you distracted at a time like this?" Henry was dissatisfied. He bit my lip. "Baby, you're not being good tonight. Do you not want to get out of bed tomorrow?" I came back to my senses from the chaotic memories and quickly said, No, I'm super good. I still have to go to work tomorrow. Please. I batted my eyes and pleaded pitifully with him. Henry tucked the sweaty strands of my hair behind my ear, leaned down, and kissed me. He whispered like a devil, "It's too late." I stared blankly, looking into the void. Damn it. No one told me before the marriage that Lydia's husband had such a strong sexual desire. Lydia's father told me that his daughter and Henry had a business marriage. The two of them had only seen each other's photos and had never met in person. And I looked really like Lydia. So much so that Lydia's father didn't believe it and did a paternity test with me. Unfortunately, there was no blood relationship between us at all. We just looked alike. I was heartbroken. The fantasy of being a young lady was shattered. If I couldn't be a young lady, I could be the substitute of a young lady and still get the money. Since Lydia couldn't be found, all the meetings, dates, including getting the marriage certificate and the wedding that Henry proposed, I braved myself to take her place. On the wedding night, I sat in the bridal chamber wearing a wedding dress worth 7 figures, waiting for him. He pushed the door open. The light and shadow swayed, stretching his shadow very long. Henry said in a calm tone, "Miss Lydia is very nervous." I swallowed hard and my fingers twirled the wedding dress. "Well, what's next?" He loosened his tie and said, "I have normal physiological needs." Before substituting in the marriage, I was prepared. It was impossible for a newlywed couple to have a sexless marriage. Henry was very handsome. He also had a great figure. He was 188 meters tall, had 8-pack abs, and censored content. Ahem. Anyway, I wasn't at a disadvantage in any way. When I woke up the next day, I hugged the quilt and thought about life. Henry wrapped his arms around me from behind. "What's wrong, wife? I didn't know I was such a person before. His voice was hoarse and satisfied from waking up in the morning. I murmured. I actually had a relationship with my husband on the wedding day. How could I be so open-minded? He pressed me back down. It can also happen on the second day. At that time, I didn't realize that something was wrong. Maybe it was my first experience. And I was also a bit addicted. One day, after being affectionate with Henry for more than half a year, I suddenly woke up with a start. No, I'm not his wife at all. Half a year had passed since the wedding. In the morning, I went to work at Lydia's family company. Before going out, Henry and I kissed goodbye. Wife, I'll pick you up today. Don't run around. I nodded. Okay. It was the first time Henry came to pick me up. I went to the snack street to buy teppanyaki squid and chatted with the boss without looking at my phone. When I opened my phone, I found a whole bunch of his calls and text messages. He was wearing a suit that didn't match the snack street at all. He hugged me in front of the lively stalls. He said in my ear in a voice that only the two of us could hear, "Baby, if there's a next time, I'll punish you." My ears turned red instantly. Shut up. Don't say dirty words in public. He rubbed my head and then pinched my ears. Remember to tell me in advance next time. I'll be worried if I can't find you. After that day, Henry came to pick me up every now and then. I didn't think there was anything wrong either. After work, I got into the car and hugged and kissed him. After kissing for a long time, we still hadn't arrived home. I looked out the window and found that the route was wrong. Where are we going? Henry held the back of my head. You'll know in a while. As we were approaching the destination, Henry put an eye mask on me. After about 5 more minutes, he stopped with me. The eye mask was taken off. The setting sun poured over the garden full of red roses. Magnificent and gorgeous. Behind me, someone pushed a birthday cake forward. In the cheerful singing, Henry lowered his head and kissed me. Lydia, happy birthday. I wondered why he suddenly brought me here. It turned out that it was Lydia's birthday. I felt mixed emotions. That's right. It was Lydia who married Henry. Not me. I'm not his wife. When Henry saw that I didn't show any signs of happiness, he was like a dog that had done something wrong and asked nervously, "Don't you like it?" I suppressed my chaotic thoughts and smiled at him. I like it. The substitution marriage was valid for 1 year. Half a year had passed now. I always thought that there were still half a year left until, a month later, Lydia's father sent me a message. Found her. Lydia was back and currently locked up in a villa on the outskirts. She was caught back with her little boyfriend. She was on a hunger strike now and refused to resume her identity no matter what. I watched the video sent by Lydia's father. The video was a bit blurry. Lydia looked 8 points like me. With the low quality, if I wasn't sure it wasn't me, I would really think someone secretly took a photo of me. She hysterically shouted at the camera, "How dare you marry me to someone I don't like at all?" I said I don't like Henry. I have a boyfriend. Are you trying to force me to death? I stared blankly at my phone and didn't notice Henry behind me at all. After the video finished playing, a slender finger clicked on the screen and replayed it. The hoarse female voice after crying and shouting came from the phone receiver. Henry's chin rested on my shoulder, and his hand had already slipped into my pajamas. Doesn't like me at all. Me. I fumbled to close the video in a hurry. His tie was wrapped around my wrist. When was this video taken? I let out a sigh of relief. He misunderstood that this was a video taken before the marriage and didn't notice that the person in the video wasn't the same as the one in front of him. I made up something. I forgot. It was just from before. Henry tightened the tie and tied my hands behind my back. He seemed to be in an especially good mood today and spoke softly. What should I do? Our Lydia hates me so much. Yet she still has to marry me. My heart trembled. Henry. I was most afraid of him like this. I wasn't even this scared when he was angry with me. When he was gentle, it was the most terrifying. Do you have anything to explain? No. What could I explain? Lydia really doesn't like you. I remained silent. Henry smiled and ordered, "Kneel down properly." I buried my head in the pillow. Henry interrogated me about who my boyfriend was. Help. How would I know who Lydia's boyfriend was? I tried to avoid this question. He thought I was evading, and he became even angrier. My pupils were out of focus, and my eyes were glazed. He finally regained his senses and kissed my neck. Baby, it doesn't matter if you didn't like me before the marriage, and it doesn't matter if you had a boyfriend. You're mine now. You can only be mine. There was still no good communication with Lydia. There was a problem on my side. I was pregnant. My period, which was always on time, didn't come this month, and I belatedly realized the problem. Henry always took measures, except for the last time when he lost control. That day, I was so tired that I couldn't even lift my fingers. The next day, I was too busy having a cold war with him and watching him busy running around to coax me. I had no concept of birth control at all. Henry probably remembered. When I was taking vitamin C that day, he specifically asked me what medicine I was taking. Why didn't I think of taking a birth control pill by the way at that time? I waited listlessly for the doctor to call my number for the examination. Half an hour later, I held a pregnancy test report with empty eyes. Oh no, I'm really pregnant. I took a photo and sent it to Lydia's father. How is Lydia? I'm pregnant. If you still want to switch back, hurry up. It will be too late when my pregnancy shows. It would be even more impossible to switch back after I give birth. I couldn't leave the baby behind and let the baby recognize someone else as its mother. As for having an abortion, I'm not ready to give up on it yet. Lydia's father probably didn't read the message and didn't reply to me for the moment. I sat on a bench downstairs in the hospital. The screen of the phone on my knee lit up. I thought it was a message from Lydia's father. When I opened it, it was Henry. Baby, what do you want to eat tonight? I tapped the screen. I haven't decided yet, but I want to eat teppanyaki squid. He replied, wait for me after work. We'll go and buy it together. A cold wind blew from north to south. Winter was coming soon. It was so cold, I really didn't know what to eat at night. Henry and I went to the supermarket and bought a lot of things to fill the refrigerator. I said I would cook and told him to prepare the ingredients. After giving him the most troublesome part of handling the dishes, cooking became easier. I made a shrimp dish, stir-fried broccoli with mushrooms, mapo tofu, and sweet and sour spare ribs. After I finished cooking, Henry helped me take off my apron and kissed me. Wife, you've worked hard. I pushed him away. My face is oily just after cooking. Don't kiss me. After dinner, he cleaned the table. I nestled on the sofa playing a game console and received a message from Lydia's father. Lydia has agreed. When is the earliest you can switch back? I instinctively looked towards the kitchen. Henry was putting the dishes and chopsticks into the dishwasher and was now wiping the table. Noticing my gaze, he turned around. Baby, I'll finish cleaning soon and play with you. I lowered my head and replied, next week. Henry is on a business trip next week. She can come in advance to get used to the house. Give Lydia's number to me. I'll tell her some of Henry's habits. Before going on a business trip, Henry rarely didn't pester me as he used to. Instead, he asked, wife, didn't you have your period this month? My body stiffened. I'll go and check in a couple of days. Maybe my irregular menstruation has flared up again. I used to be like this too. He seemed to be deep in thought. When I come back next week, I'll go with you. I nodded. Okay. The bedside lamp was turned off, and the room was plunged into darkness. We hugged each other and fell asleep in the middle of the big bed. I rested my head on his chest and heard his throbbing heartbeat, one beat after another. Henry going on a business trip was quite common. Before going out, I stood on tiptoe and kissed him goodbye. I won't send you to the airport. Be careful. He rubbed my head. You too, baby. Be careful at home. I smiled and pushed him away. Okay, go. If you don't leave, you'll be late. What could happen to me at home? He left reluctantly. Something happened at home. I looked around, wondering what I could take with me. But I found that in Henry's house, all the items were either his or his wife Lydia's. When I left, I couldn't even pack my luggage. In the end, I took a ruby necklace from the dressing table. It was the first gift Henry gave me. I put on the necklace, and it felt cold against my skin. I'll just say I lost it then. I took out another mobile phone. He's gone. You can come over now. Remember to transfer the money to me. I went to Lydia's house, picked up my own ID card and passport, and headed to the airport. The airplane broke through the clouds, and the journey lasted for 10 hours. The ruby necklace on my chest refracted the sunlight, shining brightly. I closed my eyes. I pushed the dreamlike experiences of these 8 months to the back of my mind. Tomorrow will be a brand new day. The plane landed in Paris. Walking on the streets of Paris, I suddenly remembered that the honeymoon trip Henry once said he would take me on hadn't been fulfilled. Alas, the honeymoon trip for a couple should be left to the real couple. As a fake substitute, I won't participate in it. Henry is in another country on the other side of the ocean. I'm in Europe. And Lydia is back in our home country. We're all living our own lives. I tried to recall the beautiful past with Henry and opened Instagram. Only then did I realize belatedly that I wasn't friends with him anymore. The Instagram account I used to contact him was specially registered when I was his substitute. I gave it to Lydia when she came back. I've completely cut off from him. I stared blankly at my phone, feeling stuffy in my chest. I felt uncomfortable. I couldn't tell what kind of mood I was in. I just felt uncomfortable. A message reminder popped up at the top of my phone. My breath caught, and my heart in my chest started pounding wildly. Your account has received $5,000,000. The current balance is $5,000,542.48. Thank you. I don't feel uncomfortable anymore. I'm happy now. I'm so easy to please. Damn it. Feeding pigeons in Paris is really stress relieving. I found a small bench in the park and sat down. Dozens of pigeons flew through the dusk and landed beside me. I scattered a handful of grains, and they fluttered and pecked at them. I scattered another handful, and they kept pecking. It's really stress relieving. There were even 2 pigeons fighting over the food. The feathers were blown up by the wind and floated gently onto the water surface. I grabbed another handful of grains. There were still a few gray pigeons on the right that hadn't eaten yet. The park is not a big one and it's not a famous scenic spot in Paris. Not to mention tourists. There are not even many locals. The person closest to me was an old man with white hair. He smiled when he saw me. It was he who gave me the grains in my hand. Finding that I couldn't understand French, the old man switched to English to talk to me. It was obvious that he didn't like English very much, and his sentences were always very short. I wanted to chat with him for a while, but he waved his hand in disgust and told me to feed the pigeons by myself. He's a very strange old man, but fortunately, he's friendly. The pigeons were swimming on the water and flying in the sky. The sun in the west was like a big egg yolk, rolling down slowly. I swallowed hard. I wanted to eat salted egg yolks. The dusk was burning. I raised my phone and aimed it at the sky of this foreign country, freezing this moment in time. A white pigeon flapped its wings from the corner. The finished photo is really beautiful. I'll post it on my Instagram moments later. I was enjoying the tranquility of nature. At the other end of the park, a couple passed by. The woman's belly was very big, and it was obvious that she was pregnant. Her husband was strolling hand in hand with her. I was stunned for a moment. The things that I had pushed to the back of my mind came back again. I touched my belly. What should I do with this child? If I give birth? A single-parent family doesn't seem to be very good for the child. Although I got $5 million. Raising a child, especially in City A, is really expensive. Raising it poorly would make me feel sorry for the child. Moreover, the child's father is married. Is it immoral to secretly give birth to the child in this situation? If I don't give birth, I haven't decided yet. Do I really have to abort my first child? I sighed. I'll think about it for another month. I must make up my mind within a month. Let's not make things difficult for myself for now. It's all Henry's fault for not taking measures and not reminding me to take birth control pills. It's so annoying. He had a good time, but left all the problems to me. I was bored. I grabbed some grains and drew a circle on the ground. Watching the pigeons line up in a circle for the food, I felt a little better. Then I scattered 2 more handfuls in a circle shape. Repeating these meaningless mechanical actions, all those messy things in my mind seemed to be far away from me. When I fed the last handful of grains, I heard someone ask me in English, "Have you finished feeding?" I was in a daze and didn't realize at all that this voice was very young. I thought it was the strange old man just now and casually replied, "Yes, I've finished feeding. Do you have any more food? Can I buy some from you?" He ignored me. I turned my head in confusion, wanting to see what the strange old man was doing. But before I could see clearly, I was pressed into someone's arms. My head hit a chest. The pectoral muscles were so big, just as big as my fake husband's. A faint scent of bitter orange leaves wafted over. It's time to go home after feeding the pigeons. The man's dry and broad palm stroked the side of my face. I was forced to look up and met his gaze. Henry spoke slowly, and his voice was incredibly gentle. "Right, wife. Me. Wasn't he on a business trip on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean? Why is he here? Do you still want to play because you haven't had enough fun?" Henry separated my palms, and his slender fingers threaded through my fingers and interlocked with mine. He bent down and bit my earlobe. "Wife, do you need me to accompany you?" "Me. This isn't right." I tried to wriggle out of his arms. I failed. Henry hugged me tightly in his arms. I pushed him hard, but I couldn't push him away. I pretended to be angry. Are you crazy? You just hug people and call them wife in the park. If you don't let go, believe it or not, I'll call the police. Who knew that Henry wasn't intimidated by me at all? He snatched my phone and held it high, saying casually, "You can't call the police now." Me. He was 20 centimeters taller than me. I couldn't reach my phone at all. I couldn't even reach it if I jumped. Unless I climbed on him. I was shocked. You're even robbing me. That's an even worse crime. He didn't care at all. Can my wife come home with me now? Wife. My foot. Your wife is Lydia. Not me. I tried to snatch my phone back. And as expected, I failed. I was even picked up around the waist by Henry. I struggled. What are you doing? I don't know you. Don't randomly claim me as your wife. I only recognize you as my wife. I might have struggled a bit too hard. And Henry let go. But he was still holding the hood of my sweatshirt. So I couldn't run away. I was only wearing a sweatshirt today. If I took it off, I'd be running around naked. I felt hopeless. Dude, who are you? For the sake of us both being Chinese, can you let me go? Don't make a scene in a foreign country. He picked me up horizontally, explained to me back at the hotel. He emphasized the word, hotel, very strongly. I looked up at the sky. How could someone randomly claim someone as their wife? Henry ignored me and stopped talking to me. Damn it. The hotel he booked was so big. The presidential suite is really different. I was thrown onto the bed by him. Just as I was about to get up, Henry pressed himself on top of me. We were so close that I could see the tiny fuzz on his face. His breath gently brushed across my cheek. Henry stroked my eyebrows and eyes. Start explaining now. I swallowed hard. Do I have to explain in this position? Henry's palm slid down and stopped on my belly. He replied, the baby is pregnant. So you can't move around. Me? Some messy images flashed through my mind. There were no conflicts between Henry and me. I often made him angry because of some trivial matters. For example, standing him up, or picking fights for no reason. When life was too boring, I would find an excuse to quarrel with him. Henry cooperated with my little thoughts very well. But after that, I always had to admit my mistakes while being by him. His fingertips touched my lips. Suggestively, if the baby wants to coax me first and then explain, that's also okay. I tried to act cute pitifully. I'm really not your baby. Did you mistake me for someone else? He raised his eyebrows. Is that so? I nodded vigorously. Yes. Yes. Do you even know my name? You see, you don't know. He interrupted me. Ruth, you like the teppanyaki squid near the company. You want extra coriander and no green onions. You buy 2 servings each time. And when you can't finish them, you treat me like a trash can and make me eat them. You like to hug a pillow when you sleep. If I throw all your pillows away, you'll hug me instead. Wait a minute. So all the piles of pillows I bought were thrown away by him. I said why they would disappear at home. You like being ordered around. You like it when I'm assertive. If I'm too gentle with you, you'll be very disobedient. When he said this, Henry pinched my neck, and his tone was extremely gentle. Baby. Have I been too gentle with you recently that you've learned to run away? Huh? My breath caught. Thank you. Henry. What should you call me? Now. Open your mouth. I'm hopeless. I buried my head in the pillow. Henry tried to pull me back into his arms, but I ignored him and continued to act like an ostrich. Baby. Stop being shy. Let's have dinner first. I blurted out without thinking. I've already eaten. He turned my head and kissed me. Eat some proper food. Or you'll be hungry. Oh, stop talking. I pulled the quilt over myself to cover my body. I'm not hungry. Henry picked me up through the quilt. Baby, you look like a little turtle wrapped in the quilt. I stuck my head out. You're the little turtle. He nodded. You look even more like one now. I was pouting angrily. He rubbed the corner of my mouth. Do you still feel uncomfortable? I covered his mouth to prevent him from saying more inappropriate things and changed the subject. How could you find me? The dining table was filled with food. While I was acting like an ostrich just now, Henry had arranged the food delivered from the restaurant. Henry poured me a glass of warm water and handed me a pair of chopsticks. Do you admit that you know me now? I stubbornly said. No, I don't. It's such a big world both at home and abroad. How on earth did he find me? Henry didn't tell me. He just kept feeding me like he was feeding a little hamster. I ate until my belly was round and then went to nest on the sofa. Henry came over and stuck to me again. He wanted to kiss me. I said seriously, "You're married." Henry was playing with my hair and casually replied, "What you're doing is considered cheating in marriage." I chattered on. "A man who doesn't respect himself is like a rotten cabbage." Henry showed no sign of remorse. "I cheated. So what? Don't you feel sorry for your wife?" Henry cast a casual glance at me. "Does my wife feel sorry for me?" It seemed that she didn't either. I felt a little guilty for a moment. Cheating is wrong. If you cheat once, you'll definitely cheat a second time. The rotten cabbage isn't allowed to kiss me. Henry gently pinched my cheek. "You're getting better at shifting the blame, baby." I hugged the pillow and turned my head away. I didn't make a plan for the situation where Henry would come looking for me. I didn't know what to do for a moment. Henry hugged me, with his chin resting on my shoulder, and didn't say anything more. After a long time, he suddenly said, "Ruth, I'm very angry." Henry's tone was very calm, so calm that it was a bit eerie. He said he was angry, as if he was saying that it was a sunny day today. "Is it fun to push me to someone else?" I bit my lip. "It's not someone else. It's your wife." He held up my face. "The person I know is you. The one who got the marriage certificate with me and had the wedding with me is you. But his wife is Lydia." Henry sighed. "I submitted a divorce application before I came to find you. When we go back to our home country, the cooling off period will just end and I'll be single again." I was stunned for a moment. Just like that. He's getting a divorce. Henry hooked my fingertips. "I'm very angry. Coax me, wife." "I'm very easy to be coaxed." He looked so pitiful. "Fortunately, I'm tough on those who are weak and submissive to those who are tough. I'm only brave at home." Since Henry was showing weakness, I suddenly became bold. "No. Are you really not going to coax me?" I nodded. "No." He seemed to be deep in thought. Okay. Don't regret it." What could I possibly regret? Half an hour later, I really regretted it. I took my pajamas and went to the bathroom to wash up. Henry didn't pester me as he usually did today. When I came out of the bathroom wiping my hair, he naturally took out a hairdryer and helped me dry my hair. I lay on the bed playing with my phone, but I always felt something was off. I observed my phone and came to the conclusion that Henry had touched my phone. He had changed the positions of the icons of two rarely used apps. This is a new phone, and he didn't even enter his fingerprint. How did he unlock it? I turned my head, but Henry turned me back. "Don't move around. Let me dry your hair." "When did you change your phone password?" "Oh, that's right. What did you do with my phone?" "Henry, I did something bad." He's so honest. "What bad thing?" "Something bad that can make you coax me." He wouldn't tell me and asked me to find out for myself. I opened each app and checked them one by one. The social media apps were fine. The entertainment apps were fine. The game, my in-game items were still there. So what was it? Until I opened the banking app. I stared at my balance in shock. 542.48. Me. Where did the $5 million in front of 542.48 go? I fumbled around for a long time and found that the money had been transferred out. The time was exactly when I was taking a shower. Henry finished drying my hair and turned off the hairdryer. I sat up on the bed and stared at him. He rolled up the cord of the hairdryer, put it away, and then went to pour water, busying himself around. I stared at him no matter what he did. Henry wasn't affected by me at all. After he finished all these things and came back to me, I said softly, "Aren't you going to explain to me?" This time, it was Henry's turn to refuse. "No." I pounced on him. "Henry, you have no heart. Give me back my $5 million quickly." Henry caught me steadily. "I won't give it back. When you sold me, aren't you going to give me a share of the $5 million? What do you mean by sold me? This was all agreed upon from the beginning." "Okay. Give it back to me quickly." He remained unmoved. "No. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. I'm so angry." Henry lowered his head. "Baby, coax me, and I'll give it back to you." It's me who's angry, but I still have to coax him. I was even angrier. I got under the covers and ignored him. Henry remained calm and unhurried, not panicking in the slightest. $5 million. That's $5 million. One can't just give up money for the sake of dignity. I reached out my hand from under the covers and grabbed the hem of Henry's clothes. I was wrong. Henry was really good at playing hard to get. He ignored me, acting as if he didn't see me. I tugged at him more forcefully. "Henry, I was wrong. I got out of the covers and hugged him from behind. Husband, it's all my fault. Don't be angry anymore. My hand moved downward. Men are easy to placate. But who would have thought that Henry would hold my wrist? Don't move around. Me. Why is this not allowed? Then how should I coax him? I didn't know what to do. I used to coax him like this. It seemed that Henry was really quite angry this time. I wrapped my arms around his waist and hugged him tightly. This time, I didn't grope around randomly. I said softly, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for leaving without a word. I'm sorry for lying to you from the very beginning. I don't want to be with you in someone else's identity. I pressed against his back and said in a muffled voice, I know you can tell the difference. I just wanted you to come find me. I just was being too greedy. Lydia has a boyfriend and hates Henry. If she meets Henry after getting away from her father's supervision, she will most likely tell Henry the truth directly. Lydia has me as an Instagram friend now. I've been posting quite frequently on my Instagram moments these 2 days. It's not difficult to find my specific location based on my moments. He really came to find me. My chest felt stuffy, and I felt so uncomfortable. I wanted him to hug me. Henry, actually, I like you quite a lot. Can you hug me? Henry said he was easy to be coaxed. He really was easy to be coaxed. The $5 million was returned to me. I was so happy that I jumped around. He held me down. It's just $5 million. Is it really that exciting? $5 million. Just. Can these two words be used together? You sold me for $5 million. You're so spineless. The necklace I gave you last time was worth more than that. Huh? The emerald necklace last time. I stubbornly said. That's different. What's different about it? This money I earned through hard work. Henry said coolly. Yeah, you earned it by selling your husband through hard work. Can't we just let this matter go? I nestled into his arms and looked up at him coquettishly. Please don't mention this anymore. Husband, do you have the heart to make me feel guilty all the time? Henry, I do. My smile disappeared instantly, and I pointed expressionlessly at the door. Oh, then you do. Go sleep on the sofa tonight and don't hug me. We didn't stay in France for long. Henry postponed his business trip to come find me. Now that he found me, he had to go back and continue working. Before leaving France, I took him to the small park again. Dozens of pigeons flapped their wings in the sky, and a feather fell down rustlingly. I reached out my hand to catch it and asked Henry to keep it for me. The old man I met last time was also feeding the pigeons today. I bought a pack of grains from him, and he glanced at Henry. Boyfriend. Henry answered for me. Husband. The corners of my mouth couldn't help but rise. Liar. We're not married yet. He's just lying to the old man. Henry wanted to tie me to his belt now to prevent me from running around. I accompanied him to fly to another country. Henry was busy with his work, and I played around on my own. He was very efficient at work and finished his tasks quickly. The remaining time he spent with me. I asked him, aren't we going back to our home country? Henry looked at the calendar. In another week. Why? The divorce cooling off period hasn't ended yet. Me? We can go back and wait. He ruffled my hair. I don't want to go back in case you start overthinking if we run into Lydia. I whispered and grumbled. I'm not that sensitive. He raised his eyebrows. Really? Maybe. It's all his fault. He used to occasionally call me Lydia. In bed. Even when he said happy birthday. He said, happy birthday, Lydia. Damn it. I hate it. I had nowhere to protest. Fortunately, he usually called me wife and baby more often, so I didn't hear that name much. Henry bent down and kissed me. I'll call you Ruth from now on. That's not necessary either. My ears were a little hot. I prefer it when you call me baby. Henry's voice was very mature. When he called me baby in his deep and husky voice gently, it really hit my soft spot. If he could be a bit rougher in his actions while calling me gently, it would be even better. Oh no. I'm so strange. I stole a glance at Henry. Thankfully, he would cooperate with me. The day Henry went to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get a divorce was the first time I met Lydia. When we met in person, I realized that we didn't look that similar. In the photo sent by Lydia's father, she had long black hair and was wearing a white dress. Just like her name, she was like a pure and flawless snowflake. In the video I saw before, she was locked up in the Lydia family's house. She was only wearing a loose nightgown and was smashing things in the room. With no makeup on, she looked similar to me. Now that I saw her, I realized, who wouldn't be able to tell the difference between me and her? Within just half a month, Lydia had her hair cut into a wolf tail and dyed green. She was wearing a vintage velvet shirt and black straight-leg pants. When she saw us coming, she took off her sunglasses and looked our way. I was stunned. She glanced at Henry, and her gaze lingered on me for a moment. I asked, "Is it really a boyfriend and not a girlfriend you have?" Lydia raised her eyebrows. "Boyfriend. I'm heterosexual." "I see. Prejudice in people's hearts really is like a huge mountain." She suddenly added, "For you, a relationship where the woman takes on a more dominant role in a heterosexual relationship. Me, there's a reason why stereotypes exist." Henry didn't let me talk to her much. The divorce without any conflicts was very quick. The two of them came out holding the red divorce certificates. Lydia waved at me. "I'll treat you to a meal when I'm free." "Thank you so much." Her father gave me $5 million. And she was thanking me too. A world where only Lydia's father gets hurt has been achieved. I was lost in thought as I watched Lydia's back. Henry took my hand. "What's wrong? Are you interested in her?" "Huh? Why did this sound like he was jealous?" He didn't deny it. "I'm jealous." I laughed. "You're even jealous of a girl." He squeezed my palm. "You just asked her about her sexual orientation." I wrapped my arms around his neck and kissed him. "Henry, she's heterosexual. And so am I. She has a boyfriend. And I have you. Don't be jealous for no reason. I only like you." He hugged me and we kissed in front of the Civil Affairs Bureau. Two girls passed by on the roadside. I heard one of them say, "They're kissing right in front of the Civil Affairs Bureau. It's really different when you're newly married." The other one said, "That's for sure. In today's environment, those who can get married must be affectionate. Let the young couple kiss if they want to. It's none of our business." "Do you think when I'll be able to have a sweet relationship?" "You. Don't even think about it. You'll probably be alone for the rest of your..." They walked away, and their voices became fainter. I couldn't hear them clearly anymore. If they knew that we came to the Civil Affairs Bureau for Henry's divorce, they would definitely be shocked. I thought it was funny and shared it with Henry. Henry turned to me. "Baby, did you bring your household registration booklet?" Me. What did he want to do? I protected my bag. "No way. You just got a divorce. I don't want to marry you. The Civil Affairs Bureau is only so big. What would the staff inside think?" I started to run, but he grabbed the hood of my sweatshirt. "Why are you running?" I struggled a bit. "What if you drag me to get married? Who would marry a divorced man on the same day he got a divorce?" No, this is not okay," he said helplessly. "Fine, we won't get married. Don't run." I secretly glanced at him. He probably wouldn't drag me to get married. I felt relieved and took his hand. "Okay, then I won't run." We wandered around aimlessly and chatted. I lied to him. "Even though you've been divorced, I won't look down on you. I'm such a kind person. Let me tell you, no one likes a divorced man nowadays. I'm so magnanimous to accept you. You have to listen to me carefully." "Okay." 30 minutes later, I was taken to a villa. No way. When did I not like it when he listened to me? He actually leaned into my ear on the street and gently bit my ear. "Baby, you clearly like me more." We somehow wandered to the snack street. My ears were all red, and I interrupted his dirty talk. "Henry, I want to eat teppanyaki squid. Go and buy me a portion." "Stop talking. If you say more, I'll dig a hole and hide in it." He took my hand. "Okay, let's go buy teppanyaki squid." The teppanyaki squid was so delicious. The end of the full text.